Welcome on a Sunday morning. I hope everyone's not as sleepy as I am or tired as I am. I have opened the chat, so you won't be able to unmute yourself just because the session's been recorded live. Okay. So today we are discussing how complicated and complex the self-love journey can be. The moment we step into this self-help, self-love, healing, whatever you want to call it, this integration journey, we tend to sometimes overdo it, or we tend to do nothing, or we tend to feel like we're doing nothing. Life isn't moving forward. Sometimes it can feel like things become worse before they get better, um, or it can seem like that. It may not feel like that. It may feel like things are just worse. It's supposed to get better, but they're just not getting better. Things become slow. We become more isolated. Have you guys felt that? It's just put it in the chat. So self-love can look like, yes, right? So I'm sure all of you who are attending this right now have felt it. It's not that things are meant to be difficult or meant to be challenging in the beginning. It's almost like a detox process. So the moment we start working on ourselves, the first thing that happens is we stop watching the news, television, TV. We stop listening to music a lot, or we change our taste in music. So this is kind of a journey that people who are entering their 30s, or they're completing 25, 26 get into usually. And the reason for that is not because they're entering a state of self-love. It's just that in the collective consciousness, that age, when you're an adult, you're meant to, according to the group consciousness, take care of yourself more, your finances more, take care of your body more. You're not supposed to have a lot of fun. That's just in the group consciousness. Now, even if you're aware, because you're on the self-help, self-love journey, even if you're aware that you can have fun, because the group consciousness and the collective consciousness says that at so and so age, I'm not supposed to have fun, and I'm not supposed to celebrate or feel excited the way I used to when I was, say, 14, 15, 16. Uh, it can get a little, we do get trapped in that space. By we, I mean a lot of other people. I'm not there yet, so it's cool. I'm still 25. So what is self-love really? It's not about stopping our fun. It's not about stopping our the chaos that's going on in life. It does, we start moving forward so fast that um, we sometimes cut cords. If you imagine yourself attached to chaos, we sometimes cut cords in with the journey itself. And that's very much possible, because when we step into this, we assume that things will become slow. We assume that it is supposed to be like that adulthood life, and we end up separating from the entire world. What's funny is when we enter the self-love journey, or when we become conscious of it, we're always on the journey. When we become conscious of it, we also start feeling we need to disconnect from the world, because there's a lot of pain and drama and trauma, chaos, a lot of the matrix stuff going on, right? This is one of the myths of the self-love journey, that disconnection is mirroring our disconnection with our family members, with our parents, to be very specific. We're not actually disconnecting to set boundaries or to feel or to save our energy. We're disconnecting because it's a survival mechanism. We have disconnected from our parents in our childhood on some level, on some emotional level, and we have learned to be independent. or I would say hyper independent, and therefore to continue protecting ourselves. Now the collective, now because the parents are out of the picture, now the collective consciousness becomes part of the picture. If you're an adult, your work becomes the parent, your relationship becomes the parent, your friends become the parent. So we start disconnecting slowly. Friendships don't work out. We don't have the happiest marriage. um, we don't have the best work life. We don't have the best work-life balance. We can become workaholics even though we don't like our work a lot, or we may love our work, but it's just very exhausting. This is all because it's mirroring our relationship with our parents. Literally everything mirrors our relationship with our parents. And when we enter this self-love journey, it's less about wanting to love ourselves. It's more about wanting to fix ourselves and become perfect so that mom and dad can love us. So most people, even if they've done self-help work, self-love work for 10, 15, 20 years, are on this path because they're constantly trying to receive love from mom and dad. That's where, with that intention, that is where the journey becomes difficult. It's not meant to be difficult. It can be a little challenging, but it's not meant to cause any suffering. And I like to see self-love as something that happens in layers. So if today it is a vacation, or if it's a staycation or whatever, if it's buying something for myself, I start very small. That's me taking care of my inner child's basic needs, or things that I didn't get when I was 2, 3, 4 years old. But things like emotions and stuff do not get covered in that. So what happens is a lot of us get stuck in the first bit. I'm going to do what makes me feel good, feel good, feel good. And what makes me feel good is that addiction to disconnecting from the emotion itself and doing what feels good. So it's usually something that is material. So it's making posts, it's starting a company, it is going out with friends, it's buying something new, it's eating what feels good. So we're not actually always following our intuition. In fact, it is a little difficult to follow the intuition at the beginning stages of the self-love journey, because there is a disconnect between the intuition and our survival mechanism. So even if our intuition says, work on this, not sit down and do heavy work, but do what feels good emotionally invest yourself in so and so relationship. It's going to help you grow, even though it seems challenging. The body says, no, I don't feel very good. It feels quite unsafe because that's new territory. I'm not so used to people taking care of me and loving me and giving me what I want. Or I'm not used to trusting others. So it doesn't feel very safe. So that's not my intuition. I'm going to come back home to myself. I'm going to do what feels good. You see, there is a disconnect between what feels good and the intuition. So it takes a little bit of mastery and meditation, a lot of meditation actually, to understand what the intuition is saying and what the body is saying. It's not always what feels good. One of the things that you can do is understand your intuition a little more. So that requires us to be a little more isolated and work on ourselves, meditate and things like that. So our intuition will not save us from challenging situations that will help us grow. But it's also not going to put us in a place where we're going to get super traumatized. So it's going to have this very tiny voice or a very small sensation. It's very subtle. And that's why it's important to work on ourselves in the beginning. Be patient with ourselves, because if we don't pause and listen, when life is not slow, when it's super chaotic, when things are moving very fast, we won't hear the intuition. So when it comes to self-love, the self-love journey, things actually become very, I don't want to say chaotic, but they speed up very quickly. So we tend to get overwhelmed and we pull back, like, oh no, it's not supposed to go so fast and things like that. Fast doesn't mean challenging. Fast doesn't mean suffering. But the physical body has understood a sped up life as, or rapid growth as unsafe. Because we don't have the space, we feel like we don't have the space to feel our emotions and things like that. So these are all little small beliefs, limiting beliefs that stop us from actually quantum jumping. What is a quantum jump? It's moving from one reality to another in seconds, less than seconds. Some people are able to do it. Some people, no matter how much they do the quantum jump meditation, or how many times they use the techniques, or how many times they do the healing, it doesn't matter. They are not able to quantum jump into another reality, because there are these little things, very strong but little subtle beliefs that are holding them back. Like, I'm not supposed to have I'm not supposed to go through rapid growth, because if I do that, things will feel very overwhelming and heavy. And that's not how life is meant to be lived. This is even a belief that I had until very recently. I realized that the moment you open up, your energy opens up. You become seen and you become visible. When you start loving yourself, people will actually notice you. It glows on your skin. And they sense the energy. They'll want to come and talk to you. So you're not always attracting parasites like mosquitoes. You're not attracting energy vampires or anything all the time. Sometimes you're just attracting people who will help you rapidly move to the next stage and the next stage and the next stage. But we are expecting things in a certain way. They need to look a certain way. We're expecting, say, for example, I sign a contract for a concert, but I don't like the person. I don't like the energy of the person I'm signing the contract with. I may pull myself back. But that very person may have a connection with someone else, might have a connection with, say, my soulmate, a high level soulmate. So I have actually pulled myself back. So what healing helps with is remove these disturbances, these distractions. It helps in removing too much of chaos that's absolutely unnecessary. But with some people, we have contracts, we have karmic contracts. And if we haven't released them, I'd say just dive deep, go for it. We cannot save ourselves from pain by being on this journey. That's not what this journey is about. It's one of the biggest mistakes we make in the spiritual and self-help industry. It's become an industry. So one of the biggest mistakes we make is we tend to expect safety, comfort, and relaxation all the time. And we tend to keep working on ourselves in isolation from the entire world till we can achieve that. And we're never going to achieve it, because we're meant to be in relationships. We're meant to be with other people. Humans are not meant to be alone. That's why we're on this planet. We're meant to work in relationship with the earth, in relationship with others. So one of the biggest myths of the self-love journey is that I need to set boundaries so much that I need to separate myself from other people. We assume we are protecting ourselves, but you cannot love yourself in isolation. Love is meant to happen between two people. It's a relationship energy for a human being, because we're in a body. We're on a physical plane. So that love exists even in connections and in relationships. So the moment we reject those people, we're rejecting a part of ourselves. So I can come back home and I can say, no, I'm going to work on myself and I'm going to integrate everything, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with being alone. But what we say is, if you can't be alone, then you have a problem. You have to learn to be alone, which is bullshit. Lack of a better word. It's that energy of, again, attaching yourself, to your journey, to what you think is your journey. Again, we're doing the same thing. We're becoming codependent on ourselves. So when we talk about letting go is actually the energy of love. So when we talk about letting go, we step into the space of no longer being in conflict with ourselves. So I am not fighting with my own wants and needs. I'm not fighting with my own reality. If someone or something has shown up, it's clear, we know with the law of mirroring that we have attracted it. So that means a part of my inner child wants that. Maybe that's not, maybe the adult, compassionate, higher self, or the more aware part of me knows that, okay, maybe that's not the best way to get it. Say I want to go for a party. I want to celebrate life. And I've been invited to a party, but it's not my kind of party. So it doesn't mean that party is wrong. I have manifested it. It's just that I just need to redefine what party means to me. That celebration can happen in different ways. Similarly, even with work, if you're getting work, or if you're getting job opportunities that are not paying you enough, or you're not able to work with the people properly, with love and compassion, it's not that you haven't manifested. You have manifested it and you are very capable of receiving it. You have received it. It's just that you just need to redefine terms. So all of what's coming up today is just redefining what the journey is actually about. It's about just simply existing. It's living a simple life. A simple life is a luxurious life. You're not void of any physical or emotional joy. By physical, I mean physical pleasures. You can have a lot of things in your life. That's absolutely fine. It does not define you, but you get to define. You get to put the meaning to those words. You get to put the meaning to those friendships and those relationships. So there's always this exercise that I do on giving someone a role. I think I've spoken to one or two people about this, but if anything or anyone's hurting you, or even if they're not, you're just not super satisfied and you want something more, you give them a role, consciously give them a role in your life. I choose for myself to feel this way around this person. So no matter what they do, your brain is programmed to feel a certain way around them. So now they don't have the power to hurt you. And you also don't have the power to hurt them. So you're basically taking care of yourself and you're not rejecting the other person. You're actually allowing them to be present in your life. Because rejection is also rejection of love, no matter what they do. And if once you shift into that energy, if they're not in alignment, they will leave. But if they are in alignment, and it was just a few beliefs here and there that was stopping you guys from actually communicating, the relationship grows, it becomes better. So I'm not saying that, okay, this person's not for me, this friend is not for me. And I'm not even saying that this friend is for me and I have to keep working on myself and I have to keep working on the relationship. I don't do either. I just say, I choose to feel this way. If you're ready to feel, if you're ready to give out that energy, great. It means that it was my projection, that I had to release something. We were just mirroring. But if they're not ready, they will exit your life. You don't have to do anything. They will just leave. Do you have any questions so far? Can you tell me on the chat, what is your biggest challenge on this journey as of now? Always healing, always working on yourself, always trying to better yourself. Whatever this journey means to you, what's the biggest challenge you're facing? Because once we enter this journey, we can go into a space of lack of motivation. It can feel very stressful. It's like, I have to be better, I have to do better. That's what creates the stress. The stress is that I am not enough right now and I have to become a better person. I need to work on myself a little more. I need to forgive so-and-so person and I need to forgive myself. And it becomes very serious, that's not love. We always say that accept me for who I am. This journey isn't about changing who you are. It's about remembering who you are. And we tend to forget that. So you don't need to work on yourself. You don't need to become a better person. You already are a beautiful person. What you need is nothing, actually. Maybe just some oxygen to breathe. Drink some water. Those are needs. If you ever have needs. But you don't actually need to work on anything because you're actually fine. And the moment you step into that space, things become better. There's one exercise that you can do to feel better on this journey. And I want you to practice this on a regular basis because it's not just a one-time thing. So the first step of self-love is to accept what you are and what you feel and what you see in front of you. Most of us know that acceptance is key. It's the first step. Without accepting that, okay, I'm feeling bad about the situation, we don't actually move into releasing that pain. So how can you accept the human in you? So if I'm going through an emotionally abusive situation, for example, I can tell myself clearly, I know that a part of my inner child is wanting that. So all I need to do is acknowledge it. So I close my eyes and I say, I belong where I am. I love and enjoy where I am. I love my current self, my angry self, my pissed off self, my jealous self. I feel guilty, whatever it is. I love that part of me. Or I love this situation. I love that this person is taking advantage of me. Or I love that I feel taken advantage of. I love that I feel demotivated. I love that I'm not earning enough as much as I would want to. I love it. And we say it with a lot of feeling. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I absolutely love it. It gives me safety, support, hope, and relaxation. This situation and this person that I am today, this feeling that I have today, it gives me all of this. So it's basically we are accepting our negative space, a negative emotion. It's not negative, but just to help you understand, we're accepting that emotion or that situation or that feeling that we don't really want. So part of us doesn't want it, but a part of us does. That's why it's happening. So keep telling yourself that you're okay with. Don't say I want it. Just say I love it. Don't say I accept it. Just say I love it. I belong here. It gives me safety. It does give me safety. It gives that inner child safety to be hurt, to be in pain. There's an aspect of it that gives safety. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there. We are species of survival. So whatever we experience, it's to survive. So the moment we do that, there's acceptance, which leads to letting go of any attachment. So now I don't actually need to fix anything. I don't need to change. You're reparenting your inner child and you're telling your inner child, I don't need to change. You don't need to change. It's fine if you're sick. It's fine if you score less. It's fine if you broke a glass. It's fine if you got pissed off. It's fine if you cried. It's fine if you interrupted me. It's fine if you got jealous. It's fine if you hit someone. It's fine if you stole something. It's fine if you used a swear word when you're only 5 or 6. You're telling that child everything is fine. You love doing it, it's okay. So then the child stops feeling the need to fight it. So the conflict disappears. So now what you're doing is you're creating space for them to organically grow. The moment we shut down the behavior, we shut down our ability to actually be visible and speak up. So then we start wanting to do podcasts and things like that. We start wanting to speak on stage. We start wanting to record reels and videos and things like that. I'm speaking from personal experience also. The only reason it would become an addiction, it's not that what we're doing is wrong. The only reason it would become an addiction is because we're trying to fix a situation. We're trying to convince ourselves that we're different people. That means a part of us doesn't believe that. But the moment the integration happens, the moment we accept, we let go, the conflict is gone, the healing happens naturally, very, very quickly. The polarity disappears. You won't have to speak too much. You say 1 or 2 words and that's it. You're a millionaire. And I'm not joking. That actually happens. Okay, let me read the chat. Challenges. Always working on myself and not seeing change, which has led me to not be motivated in life to do anything. I just feel like I am existing. This is where we get into that space of, this is because we've gotten into that space of what we're doing is not enough. It is literally just us trying to convince our parents for the rest of our lives that we are good enough. Problem is, deep down, we don't believe that what we are is enough. It's a very deep wound. So with this awareness today, I'd say just drop it. Healing is not about constantly sitting and journaling and writing down your beliefs. It helps a lot. It helps a lot. But that's not what self-love is about. For the purpose of healing and recovery and awareness, it's amazing. But for the purpose of just accepting and loving yourself, it's absolutely not necessary. Healing can happen organically. Collective is shifting. We're just afraid to connect to the collective energy because it comes with a lot of other baggage. So we'll release that today. They will just leave or exit our life because the mirroring is finished. The mirroring is not finished. Your vibration shifts, and if their vibration doesn't want to shift, it doesn't align, right? It's not the same energy, so it cannot stay in the same environment. So they will automatically move in a different direction. They won't be able to be in our space, and we also won't be able to be in their space because of divine timing or some distraction or the other. I wouldn't call it mirroring finishes. I would just say the mirroring is always active. It's a law of this universe. This universe has the law of mirroring. So it's always going to be present. My biggest challenge is always work and life purpose and how they link to relationships and debt. I think it is about accepting myself for what I want to be or do. So I would start with saying, I love that I don't have enough money. I love that I'm in debt. I love that I owe people or I owe the government. I love that I'm attached to the government, because that attachment is what creates a relationship for me. When we don't believe we can have the relationship that we want, we end up having a different kind of relationship, because relationship in general is necessary. So we create such situations of debt, like where we owe people. So regarding your life purpose, usually always stems from trauma. This came up for this group even during my meditation today. You're already on your purpose. You've been on your purpose since the day you were born. Your issue is not to understand what your purpose is or not being or stepping into your purpose. Your issue is monetizing the purpose. Am I right? Am I right? We are always on our path. We're always helping people, whether we like it or not. We're always helping ourselves, whether we like it or not. That's why we're here. Today, if you all are here, if I am here, we've definitely done something, definitely provided something to the company that we've worked at. We've provided something to the family. Otherwise, who would want to keep us around? There obviously has been an element of giving and an element of receiving as well, an element of purpose. The reason we do life purpose and soul purpose meditations is to remind ourselves that, okay, this is our goal, this is what we want, but the human in us gets to decide how we get what we want. That's why the self-love journey is important. The human gets to decide whether you want to get it in a challenging manner or in a happy manner. Most of the time, it is challenging. That's why we say your purpose usually stems from trauma. So if I have been through physical sexual abuse as a kid, my purpose may be to teach other people that there's a way to get out of it, or to stand up for themselves, to love themselves in that manner, with boundaries, and to step into their fierce feminine power and things like that. That may be my purpose. If I have grown up without a parent, my purpose will be about teaching people to step out of the victim mentality and parent myself. If it's a male, if it's the father, then it'll be about authority, it'll be about independence, it'll be about self-reliance, being resourceful, it'll be about stability, money. If it's the mother, it'll be about helping other people sometimes, nurturing yourself, nurturing others. So my purpose will be teaching people or encouraging people how to love themselves in a very feminine way. You eat good food, you take care of your body, you take care of your emotions, you be creative. I may become an artist. Through my art, I encourage and I inspire people to go with the flow. Largely, our purpose is very, very similar. Most of our purpose is similar. Now, how you want to do it is your choice. So, in last week's meditation, the money meditation that we did, in that same course, I've added the work. That same meditation has soul purpose, life purpose sections. Now, in that same course, I have added a workbook to release. It's not just for money, it's also for purpose. It'll work in all areas of life and in audio transmission. So in that workbook there, Sarah, you're a part of that, so you can access it. Do that. There are exercises to understand how you can shift your purpose into something that is very monetary. So I'd say go back and do that. That'll really help you. Acceptance is challenging. It was not fine as it's painful, but had to let go of certain people that you love the most because you need to learn acceptance for yourself. It comes with pain, grief, hate, acceptance, and healing. Yes, it is painful. So what we're saying by saying things like, I love my current situation, even if you don't feel it, you just say it. You just close your eyes and you just say it. You'll start crying. You'll start releasing a lot of things. The reason we say it is because we are acknowledging that a part of us wants it. A greater part of us wants it. A greater part of us feels safe in that space. Like, oh, this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling pain. I'm feeling grief. I'm feeling anger. I'm feeling lost. So I accept that I feel those feelings. Similarly, you accept that, okay, you love those feelings, because if you didn't love it, it wouldn't come into your reality. And love isn't about excitement and, oh, I want pain all the time. That's not what love is. Love is about existence. It's about letting go. It's only, all it is just accepting. It's not always hunky-dory happiness and things and flying on rainbows and unicorns. That's excitement. That's happiness. That's not love. So I suggest you do this exercise. It's very good to release any pent-up emotions. You don't have to understand why you're crying or why you're angry or anything. It'll just help you release. And then you create space for the awareness to come in. Then you are able to connect with your intuition. So this journey is a lot about talking to yourself. Does that make sense? Believing it. Yes, kind of a believing in it, that I'm already on it and creating a difference. Yes. So we have this need, this inner need to make a difference on this planet, mostly because we want to receive approval from our family or from our childhood caretakers. So when we can't do that there anymore, we shift to society, but it's actually always about the parents. The moment we realize that, and the moment that's why we always talk about intention setting. What is your intention behind what you're doing? It's not, you're always going to be on your purpose, whether you like it or not. You're always going to be on the self-love journey, whether you like it or not. You're going to do what you got to do, whether you like it or not. But the intention matters. If it's coming from a space of trauma, which it usually is, it's always coming from a space of trauma. When you heal, when you work on those wounds, when you release those wounds, you start working at it from a different angle. How you do it, how you achieve it changes. But what you achieve and things like that won't change. In fact, it'll speed up so much that you can then the next stage is you can get overwhelmed, and we step back and we isolate ourselves and say, no, life is supposed to be simple and soft. That's one reality. But it's definitely not the highest and best version of yourself. Sometimes I feel like, why should I even help? What's the point of it? Maybe I haven't felt understood before. Exactly. That's how you know that you're not doing what you're doing to actually help others. You're doing it. It's always related to mom and dad. So if that's the disconnect, then this journey is going to be really difficult. The moment we step into the self-love thing, in a matter of 3 to 4 months, we see that people are jumping from one healing modality to another, one session to another. Then all of a sudden they've started their businesses and they want to now help other people. Like, oh my God, I felt so good. It makes such a difference. But you look at your own family and see if anything has shifted there. We're not saying that things will shift or things will never shift. We're saying that we are sometimes on that path of wanting that approval on some level from to be very specific, it's mom and dad. There's a lot of betrayal and hurt that they are not accepting what I'm doing or who I am or who I was when I was a kid. And so I'm going to go and help so many other people. You can leave that wound there. It's fine. It's helping you grow. But that wound is going to help make things a little more challenging than it needs to be. So you can start a business. You can go global online. Things can be very simple, or you can say that, no, I need to drive and I need to meet people personally and I need to do sessions with them personally. Otherwise, it's not going to work, or they won't come to me, or how will I grow, or I need that personal touch, whatever it is, whatever the story is. You're still going to do the work, but how you do it is up to you. Will do, and automatically the work challenge or pattern will also be unfolded. Yes. I want you to ask yourself if you really want to know more about your suffering, or do you just want to let it go? It's okay to know. You can stay here. There's nothing wrong. Either ways, you're going to move forward. You can gain the knowing in a simple and easy manner, or you can gain it if it's easier for you to gain the understanding of why you're suffering right now, then that's great. But you always set the intention that it comes to you in a very simple and efficient manner, so that you don't stay stuck looking for answers. Like, why did this happen? Why is it happening now? What is my lesson? That's like your parents trying to teach you a lesson. What are you learning? What are you learning? It's like a difficult math problem that just can't seem to solve, and our parents think that, beating or yelling is going to help us understand. Happens in a lot of households. So the idea is to love or accept where we are. Yes. So it's not about saying, okay, I accept where I am. I love where I am. That's not how it works. Just by saying it, it doesn't actually happen. So affirmations are great. Even these statements that I told you, I love my current self or situation, it'll work on 2-3 occasions. It's not going to work on every single occasion, because soon your subconscious will start thinking, okay, now this is a new technique that we've learned, a new way to change who I am. So I'm not supposed to change who I am. I'm supposed to love who I am. So this is no longer going to work for me. So it's like saying the same thing over and over again, but it doesn't have any energy in it. The energy gets sucked out. So do it when things are really difficult. All the tools that you get, use it with wisdom. This is where you follow your feeling. It doesn't matter whether your intuition is saying yes or no. This is where you follow your feeling. When you're using tools, use what feels right at the time, what feels expansive, or what feels necessary, what feels like you're going to burst out. A part of you is going to burst out because things need to be expressed. And with regards to your intuition, listening to yourself and self-doubt, that happens in stages. Today you become aware of certain things shift. You start trusting yourself, then the next stage, the next challenge comes in. So our job, we're not, I wouldn't recommend saying I don't want challenges at all. I would say if you want it, if I receive a challenge, I would like to go through it with ease and grace and with gratitude. So we're not denying our purpose, we're not denying growth, we're not denying that there is pain in this world that needs to shift. Like my personal purpose, like one thing that drives me is there should absolutely be no abuse in this world. That's the reality that I imagine for the planet. No abuse in this world. No, people should be compassionate with each other, speak lovingly, speak kindly. But where was it initially coming from? There's a very strong driving force. The driving force was I was not treated. I felt I wasn't treated with love and respect. I felt I wasn't given attention. So for me, when someone's not allowed to express themselves, when someone is speaking rudely to another person, I can't stand it. I cry or I get angry or I get frustrated and I call it sensitivity. So we need to just becoming aware of this pattern helps me realize, okay, I don't actually have to feel all of those things. I don't have to feel super triggered and things like that. This is whatever's going on is not necessarily about me, but obviously it is about me because it's happened in front of me. It is teaching me something. So just that awareness is enough for you to shift your perception. So now all of a sudden, I don't feel too attached to those situations. I don't feel the need to change people. If people are going through their journey, great. I don't need to go and tell them, okay, do it this way, do it that way, unless they ask. But even people who ask me, I don't always tell them everything. I don't need to. I see their journey and we're all on that boat. Okay. So we're going to do a 10 to 15-minute meditation. This is mainly a star seed meditation. I don't know how it's going to come through, but it looks like the star seed collective, if you don't know, it's basically souls who have come from other planets onto this planet to help the earth elevate, because the people on this planet have sort of forgotten. They've gotten too attached. So the starseed family is known to feel hypersensitive, feel like they don't belong, feel like this world is too chaotic for them. They never want to come back to this planet, those kinds of things. But they also have all these gifts and memories of who they are. So uh, when we step into this journey of self-love, we tend to get into a space of I am different from others and therefore I don't belong here. The earth is too messed up right now and it's going through so much of pain that I have no room here because I can't grow in this space. I can't grow in the space of limitation, pain, and suffering. Um, Otherwise, I'll have to like work really hard and things are going to be very difficult for me. So that's a very similar energy to the starseed uh, collective. So that's why this was the energy that was coming through. So some very common things that we'll be clearing today, um, from an overall perspective, are things that usually make the journey harder than it actually has to be, more challenging than it has to be. So one is actually not being able to connect with the universe and asking for what we want and then receiving it. The moment we create space to ask for what we want, we tend to forget and we tend to get confused about what we want. Like, I don't even know what I want. That's one thing. Two, when we ask for what we want, we don't get it. So that creates more pain and challenges. The next thing is visibility. So our ability to be seen, it's not that we don't have the ability to be seen, it's the fact that we have hidden ourselves from all the pain, drama, and trauma in the name of this self-love journey. We cannot love ourselves without loving other people. We cannot give to ourselves without giving to other people. So it has to happen together. That's why working in isolation is a myth. Taking a holiday for a day or two or taking a few months of vacation is different from completely isolating yourself in the name of self-love and saying that everyone else is horrible. I'm I need to work on myself so that I attract better people. We are essentially saying that they are not love. They are not lovable. They don't deserve love. So we're going to be releasing that. Then there's also this, similar to the issue of giving love, there's this issue of sharing, insecurity about sharing the knowledge that we have, that it needs to reach very specific people that I think it should reach. That's where the brain kind of decides everything. But when we do a life purpose or soul purpose meditation, we get rid of this need to share knowledge only with specific groups and people, and we expand it to whoever is ready to receive it. Those people could be our family members that we hate and despise so much. It could be kids, it could be friends that are ex-partners, it could be anyone. But trust that what information comes out of you, the other person's ready to receive. We'll also be working on intuition, that is your self-trust, and balancing action with rest. So if we have been on the grind before becoming conscious and becoming aware of ourselves, before consciously starting to put ourselves first, we will end up being on the grind in this journey as well. So I will constantly have to work on myself, work more. So that still keeps us as a workaholic. So it's likely one or both parents were workaholics, or they were constantly taking care of other people, other family members, and we were given second or third or last priority unless we were sick, or we did bad, or we hurt someone, or we hurt ourselves. So we're mirroring. So we actually don't know how to take rest. We don't know where the balance comes from. We're going to be releasing that. There are layers to that. So these things are things that come up in every session, but there are so many layers to it. Working on creating space to receive more, to feel more, to engage more, to create space for healthy relationships. And also releasing the idea that simplicity is boring, that it's not luxurious, there's no excitement, can't have fun, you can't wear bold colors, that if you're in the self-help thing, you need to have very aesthetic looking content, and you need to dress a certain way for a certain occasion. We're going to be releasing all that. Okay. So when you're ready, drink some water, relax, and gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out. Focus on your breath. There's all this information, everything you heard, you felt, the awareness, the epiphanies that you got. Let it all just settle down in your energy field, in your body. Knowing there's no rush to shift. There's no rush to understand. That all this information is just frequencies to trigger your cells, trigger your body to activate its own healing mechanisms. Your body knows exactly what it needs to do. Bring your attention to your heart. This beautiful green, pink light in your heart, and allow it to burst open. This light spreads across the room, every cell of your body. Watch it travel outside your house, to every other house outside your house. It touches every person, every plant, every piece of furniture, every animal. Let it go past the building, the trees, the beach, your favorite restaurant, your favorite cafes, your favorite clubs. Allow it to travel to all the other cities. Allow it to travel to your home country, continent, every other continent on the planet, every other beach. Imagine your favorite celebrities. They're all receiving and feeling your love. Allow this light to travel to every planet in our solar system. Every planet lights up. Every planet is happy to see you, feel you, sense you. Imagine them dancing in joy, giggling in joy. Imagine all the stars in our solar system glowing, your light touching theirs. And as your light touches all these stars, you're able to start receiving light from them. So imagine starlight falling down onto your skin, your body, every cell of your body, your forehead, your face muscles, your neck, your shoulders, your back, your chest, your stomach, your thighs, your feet. Watch the starlight fall onto the planet, to the core of the earth. These stars are just a bunch of friends, small children. They have the energy of little children. Fun, happy, giggly children. They have all the awareness and all the love to give you. So that you can release any attachments. Allow them to show you what living a simple life actually means, a simple and luxurious life actually means. It means being a star. Imagine what that would look and feel like to be a star, to shine so bright and be still and allow the world to love you and know you. Allow your inner light to shine. And to know that everything is just perfect. And all these stories that people will use you, take advantage of you, control you, are all just stories because deep down you may feel that you're not actually deserving of being a star. You're not actually a star, maybe because you don't look like one. Let's shift that. Let's teach you that you know what it feels like to be a shiny, beautiful, powerful star. And what you have is the ability to move and create. And you have the ability to create movement. So you don't just always have to sit there and stay still. You can move. So watch yourself move. And as you move, you radiate light on the streets, to every plant, every tree, every pet dog, every pet cat that you see on the street, every person. I'm going to ask the starlight to take away any feelings of resentment that you have towards the planet and how it grows, the people on it. Let's teach you that your parents don't hate you, they actually love you. And you're able to see and witness that without needing to engage in their method of loving you. You can receive the love and you can keep everything else aside. I want you to imagine the starlight entering your chest from the front of your chest and traveling up your throat, bringing back your voice, your freedom to speak, your visibility, the voice that was taken away from you from your childhood, the people in your childhood, from the people around you now, from the environment, from the laws, from astrology, from collective consciousness. Let's bring it all back. Some of you are receiving your voice from your ancestors, you're taking it back, you're rewriting your story. And what is that story? What is that new story? Because all life is a story. So, what is that new story you want to write? that you belong on this planet. We all belong here. There's something so wonderful and amazing about all the chaos that is there on this planet. People still seem to love each other and sacrifice for each other, no matter how much they are hurt. There is something so beautiful about that. People seem to grow no matter what. People seem to keep coming back. Souls seem to keep coming back to resolve. We don't seem to be giving up. Even if we think we do give up. So let's awaken that beauty, that perception that there is beauty on this planet. And there's a lot to awaken within this planet and awaken to. And there's a lot to teach and give. That's why we are here. That's why you are here. To make things simple, because you know there's an easier way. As much as things are beautiful right now, it can be even better. It can be simpler. It can be lighter. That is the new earth vibration. It's a vibration where things move very fast. I want you to imagine all the starlight energy entering every skin, every cell of your skin, and lighting up the knowledge that sits in those cells. The knowledge that will help you today to move out of your challenge and move into the new story that you have asked for, that you have written. You don't need to understand what that knowledge is. You don't need to discover it right now. You don't need to uncover it right now. Just watch as it lights up in different parts of your body, even outside your body, even in your energy field. And as all these cells light up, this energy wants to move. It wants to move out of your body so that more energy can come and more love and more light and more knowledge can wake up within you. So imagine that energy of knowledge moving out of your body, your ability to share your knowledge with others, your ability to give love. Some of you, this energy is moving out of your back to your past self, to your younger self, to your ancestors. Some of you, it's moving front to the people around you, or to anyone who just wants to receive it. Just allow it. Your want to share this knowledge is what sparks creativity. Creativity is very easy. The moment the willingness to share, the excitement to share, and the drive to share that knowledge comes, it doesn't matter to us how we put our energy out there. It's just going to come across with so much of love, so much of drive. And we'll be able to let go very easily. That is what creativity is about. It's about letting go. We don't always have an end goal when we want to paint a picture. Sometimes it's about expression. So allow that expression to happen. Allow the expression to come from the soul. The more that goes out, the more that comes into your body, into your being. Imagine a soft blue light around you, swirling around you like a vortex, cleansing and clearing any knowledge that is unnecessary. Anything that is no longer your truth, that you no longer associate with, let it very easily be sent to the stars. Imagine that vortex sucking out all those stories that no longer bring you joy, growth through joy, growth through peace, purpose through peace. And anywhere we believe that being on a path of purpose means we have to be serious. We have to be conscious through seriousness. We can be focused only through seriousness. Let's release that. Let's teach you and show you a different way. What else can give us focus and the drive to be discerning and aware and conscious? Fun, joy, the energy of a star. It just knows. So allow the starlight to just show you, teach you what that feels like. Now we're going to bring back all lost parts of yourself. Your power, all because you've made life easier for yourself now. So let's bring it all back. Imagine light coming in through your feet, through your hands, through your skin, through the top of your hair, through your eyes, your back. Every part of your body is just rapidly receiving light, receiving parts of you. It's all coming back. It's coming back from foods that you have associated yourself with, lifestyles, beliefs, people, TV shows, celebrities. It's all coming back. And as it comes back, allow yourself to continue releasing, continue sharing. The energy still leaves your body so that the energy flows. So light enters from the bottom of your feet, up your chest, and out your throat or the top of your head. And as you bask in this energy, you know that you don't need to know your purpose. You don't need to know what to do. If you're going to do what feels good, teach yourself that you can feel good in who you are today. That you are lovable as who you are today. And let's awaken that sacral chakra, your inner child, your center for pleasure, as much as you're ready for. So imagine the starlight enter your sacral, your belly, and below your belly, creating a vortex of light, pulling any greed, resistance, any feelings of trauma that no longer serve you. Trauma that you have taken on from others, trauma that is yours, trauma that is your ancestors, feelings of self-hate. Send it all. What should be sucked out of your body and sent to the light. I see a lot of weeds coming out. Old trauma. You don't need it. You've been learning the lessons for lifetimes. You don't need it anymore. Any anger, resistance, any resentment, anything that people have told you about yourself or your body. In any way, you're holding a grudge against that so that you can teach them a lesson or so that you can be different. Let's release all that. You don't need that anymore. You can be yourself. You can love and accept yourself and help others and be aware without holding on to those grudges. And let's teach you that it is safe to live without grudges, without holding on to grudges. In anywhere you're honoring or being loyal to any of your ancestors by taking on their pain and reliving their pain, let's release that. You no longer need to do that. You can acknowledge other people's suffering without taking it on. Just by accepting and telling them, I hear you, I see you, I feel you. You are seen, you are heard, and I love you for who you are. Any energies from ex-partners, current partners that no longer serve you, let's release it. Any fears of intimacy, of getting close to people, let's release it. People are not the problem. You are not the problem. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. There was a lot of energy. It's still clearing. Allow it to clear. I'm going to replace it. Allow this light to be replaced with joy and fun, and that you can look for fun and joy in every situation of your life, in your purpose. That it's safe to have relationships, healthy relationships, because you're aware of what you want and what you don't. It's safe to trust people because you know whom to trust. You know how much to trust them. Your intuition's awake. It's safe to participate on this planet. It's safe to love yourself. You know what love actually is. This is your center of self-love. Bringing back all your sacral energy, the love that you've given others that they're not ready to receive. Let's bring it back. The nurturing that you deserve. Let's bring it back. Cleansed in love. Imagine all this orange light coming back into your system, into your body, your auric field. Creating a beautiful ball of orange light in your belly. Let's also teach your sacral chakra how to live life without depression, without feeling the need to eat foods that create depression. This is something that's coming through right now. Let's eat vibrant foods. Now I want you to take your consciousness back to the starlight, to the stars. And rinse yourself off. Bathe in that light. Removing all attachments from everything and everyone. Knowing everything is perfect. Nothingness is perfect. Take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Okay. You can share experiences. That was a long one. That was actually very powerful with the sacral energy. I was going to stop it, but I saw that the sacral chakra needed some clearing. So how did that feel? How do you feel? There was a lot of overwhelm. Okay, I'll unmute you. 1 second.
I don't know what you felt or sensed, but I felt it was a little bit very strong, powerful. It was related so much for ancestors or land, like past traumas. And I started getting like recent visions, not visions, but memories of certain annoying situations or memories. I don't know, but I think it's releasing or being released, or the idea behind these memories are triggered, so they're being released. Um, I got some awareness about what I'm attracting to my life, with work, with debt, with everything. Like I don't know, I got some awareness of that, like building on what you said. Yes, and then I felt it, and I felt that there is always a solution. I feel like I'm more one step to what will make me content or make me feel more me. So it gave me hope, like a feeling that I've missed for a while before, like getting into so much grounded with into reality so much. So that's how I felt. I don't know if you felt something, because you were saying it was very powerful or blocking the sacral
Yeah,
chakra. Yeah.
that's amazing. I just saw that there was a lot of things releasing. So that's what I meant by powerful.
Oh, yes.
It's good. It's opened up and more will open up. It's like one meditation at a time, or one healing at a time, or one step at a time.
Yes.
Just allow yourself to be open and receive, because in this moment you're learning to receive.
Yes, on being like unstuck in many stuff. Yes.
So one by one, a space will be created, and you can start creating whatever you want with that space. You've already set the intention, so trust that it's already happening, and you'll feel
Okay.
it in your
Yeah.
body. It actually happens in reality.
Yes.
Amazing.
Okay. That's interesting. Thank you.
Okay, it was amazing, powerful and light all at the same time. Exactly what I needed. I'm in the Zen space. Don't really have a lot to words to express. Okay, I will not disturb that space. I'm glad. So drink water, take care, relax, sleep, take a nap, enjoy the space. And this recording will be up on YouTube in a couple of days. And I will see you for the next meditation. Take care. Bye bye.